Good morning. Scripture reading from John 10, 22 to 30. Then came the festival of dedication at Jerusalem. It was winter, and Jesus was in the temple court, walking in Solomon's colonnade. The Jews who were there gathered around him, saying, "How long will you keep us in suspense? If you are the Messiah, tell us plainly." Jesus answered, "I did tell you, but you did not believe. The work I do in God's name testify about me, but you do not believe because you are not my sheep. My sheep listen to my voice. I know them, and they follow me. I give them eternal life, and they shall never perish. No one will snatch them out of my hand. God has given them to me, the greater than all. No one can snatch them out of God's hands. I and God are one." My God.
I want to tell you right off, John 10 is like one of the most incredible passages that has made an impact in my life. Even in this passage we read, but if you go a little bit further down, you see where Jesus says, "Other sheep that I have that are not of this fold, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to get them." And sometimes I think that we're the other sheep that God went out and found. Yeah. Praise God for that. But the thing about Jesus is he was really direct. And today's topic is of course straight talk. And the S kind of fell down and is a little cricket, so not bad for it. I like it. So are we. The thing about Jesus is he was a straight talking kind of guy.
That's it.
I mean, he didn't mince any words. A lot of times, though, people didn't pay attention. They weren't listening to what he said. And he told them very clearly, "I am the Messiah. I am the one." But they didn't hear that for whatever reason. So at first I was going to talk about all of this direct talking and everything. But then I thought, what a great idea to have some of our straight allies come and talk to us about what MCC means to them, what God's doing in their lives, and etc. Because, really there's no them and us. It's really just us. Amen. But sometimes I often wonder what people think. And so what better way than to have this revelation of Christ come from another voice.
There you go.
Than mine. So I'm going to ask those folks to come forward now.
Come on, folks.
Favorite straight folks.
I want to just ask you if you could, as you're willing to share, what is God up to in your life by bringing you to Valley Ministries, first of all. And if you could just introduce yourself real quickly. I'm going to start over here with Mr. Rick and have him tell you.
Hold the microphone.
I'd rather not. But,
No report other than.
what do
Just
you
your name, and you can just say who you are, and then we'll come back.
Okay. Rick Vargas, and father of Cheryl, or Erica. wait, retake. I want to retake.
Okay, I'll edit it out. Cheryl Vargas.
Yeah.
Robert Martin.
Marnie Osborne. Mario Riddell. Judy Lopez.
So we're here with you today as we talk about what God is doing in your life, and I think God has a great sense of humor, and God is an amazing God, and so I want to know what God has been up to in your life. Why has God brought you here, and maybe why it is that you worship or like to come to worship here, or of course anything else that you really want to share, right?
Yes, that's right.
So who wants to go first? Of course.
I'll go first.
Okay, thank you, Marnie.
What was the question again?
What is God up to in your life, and why do you think God brought you to Valley Ministries? This is one of
Okay.
the questions.
I
I'll sit up here so you can look at me at the camera.
think God brought me to Valley Ministries for a lot of reasons. I was in a place in my life where I've always been religious. I was brought up Presbyterian, but I've kind of not been going to church. But my moms both come here, and they felt, something here. And at first, when they were going, all of a sudden this became a huge part of their life. And me and my sister thought, what kind of cult is this they're in? One Sunday we had to show up just to make sure that it wasn't a cult and they were okay. And the minute I walked in the door, it was home. And it took me a while to get back home, but Valley Ministries feels like home. And what brought me here, I think, was first my mom's, and what's kept me here a lot is we all have really busy lives and they travel, but I always see them on Sundays when they're here. So it kind of is a way to keep that relationship with them. And also, being here makes me feel good. It's family. It's now the people that go to Valley Ministries. They're part of my family. And I just see God in everyone that's here. And that's my answer.
I'll go. As we were growing up, there were 5 children in our family, and it was a rule every Sunday, hangover or no hangover, we had to visit. And my grandmother, they were Baptists. My grandmother played the organ. My grandfather collected things, but my dad, first thing in the morning, would cuss us out. Get up, get ready for church. We had to go to church. But there was something there. Then throughout the years, when I came here with Marcia, I feel like I told Pastor, it's my fix for the week. It feels like home. Everybody here feels like family. And I have a very warm, good feeling when I live here. I've been married for 42 years. I have 2 children and very successful careers. However, no one's life is perfect, and every day we have obstacles to overcome. And I think coming here every week gives you the strength to deal with those and to sit back and take a good look and let God do His work. And to give you the strength. I've lost several friends over the years, and I wrote a few notes just to help me because I'm not a public speaker, okay?
You're doing great. You're doing great.
So it gives you the courage to go on and deal with life. And like I said, everybody here is so warm and inviting, and it feels like family, and you feel true love. And not a day goes by Marcia and I don't discuss how very, very blessed we are. You don't have to look very far to see the unfortunate, the hungry, the poor children, the people that don't have God in their lives, that feel the pain. They mask those pains with drugs, alcohol, and everything else. And if they can turn around and you could find another way to take a direction to take your life. But there's one question that I go back and forth on, and maybe somebody could help, but they say accepting of someone's choice of lifestyle. To me, accepting is not a word because it's like, it's not right. It's just, we're all human, and whatever path we choose to take, whatever path was prepared for us by the Lord, that's what we have to accept. And everyone has good in them, and regardless of their sexual preference or whatever, I think we all have good to bring into the world. And if we look around, don't think of ourselves, don't just think of your own household, look around and see others that can help. Because hopefully in your own household, you build the strength for them to be able to help themselves and give them the guidance.
Right, absolutely. And that's why, we're talking about discovering our path, and that's exactly the thing about it is that God is the center of our spiritual path. So thank you for that.
You all have said that very well. And that's all our thought too. Like Rick and I, we were talking, and it's like the closeness, the being welcomed. There's no restrictions and different things. It's just, and I think the word Rick and I came up with was intimacy here. Individual and loving you for who you are. And I get emotional. It's very deep.
Yes. Well, when you deal with God, doesn't God touch you at the very deep part of your heart? And so that's, I think that you're speaking that forth. That's something that's so powerful.
Exactly. So we're very, very blessed to have learned of Valley Ministries. And it was through our daughter, and it was about 6 years ago. And we were coming, you know, we come like maybe once, twice a year. But again, I think timing plays a lot in that too. And for us, it's very good timing. And it's
So
helping
would you
us.
say God is doing a new
God
thing?
is doing it. He is doing it. And, you know, I've always felt God, always believed in God, always prayed, always felt if I did go to church for 10 years, I walked into one, the roof's not going to fall in. But worshiping God at His place of worship is just, it's priceless, whatever. But yes, God is playing a big part. He's more present in me than He ever has been.
Well, let me speak for the older generation.
All of us.
All of us. And I think the generation before us, there was a stereotype that was very hard for them to deal with, whether it was racially, sexually. Those things weren't talked about in that other generation. And I think that passed down into my generation. My parents are 89 and 90. Thankfully, they're both still living. We were brought up in a Christian household, Catholic. And those things were never discussed. And what you learned was usually on the way to and from catechism or out in the streets. And, you know, the straight talk about the reality of life never was out there for us. There's no book. And so one thing that I have learned since coming in here, and I feel very comfortable, is I don't like being labeled as straight. I'm a person of faith. And I feel good about displaying that. And what I mean by that, I'm trying to have my inner self be more of my outer self. Because although you may not see me singing, in my mind, I'm at the top of my lungs. And I'm enjoying it. I just don't want to ruin it by... But coming here is very warm feeling, and with the scriptures and the invitation to participate, it is more real. I used to get lost in the other scripture readings at Catholic churches. And so, I don't know, it was almost cultish. I don't want to say that, but it was just so long. And you had the other things that go with it. And I got lost in their service. So this feels very nice, very comfortable, and we're enjoying this very much.
Amen.
We are all one.
That's right.
Yeah. When I came to Valley Ministries, it was kind of a fluke, but God has a miraculous sense of humor, and directed me here, and I have found joy, and it was the first time I'd had joy in years. And I probably cried through the first 3 services because everything that came out of Pastor Terry's mouth just went right to my heart. And you all made, I felt like I was home. It was family. I also don't think of myself as straight. I hope I never make any of you feel that I'm thinking of you as my LGBTIQ church, because that's not how I think of it. I think of it as my church.
I think that's one of the questions that I wanted to answer is how do you think of, you know, I think of us as a community of faith.
Right.
And I agree with Rick, and you know, that, you know, society does put labels on us, but it's nice to hear you say that. And so I just want to reemphasize that, you know, we're a community of faith that includes all people.
Yeah. This is my church. This is my church family. I mean, that's how I refer to all of you on my Facebook page. And I love coming here. When I don't come here for whatever reason that I have restrictions, that I miss it. I don't get my fix, you know? It's very important to me. And sometimes, you know, I'm an hour and 20 minutes away. Sometimes it's hard to make myself get up and get ready and go, but if I don't go, I just don't feel good. This is home.
society puts labels. Anybody that puts labels, they're not true Christians. I mean, as a very young age, we were taught, judge not, be judged, period, regardless. So anybody that claims to be a true Christian, however, can put someone down because of their sexual preference, their color, with their choice of anything in life, they are not true friends of the Lord.
Yeah. Robert, do you, you know, Robert's been faithful here for a long time, and probably, I think you were probably one of the first few allies that came, and so can you just tell us what God is up to in your life?
Okay. Well, when I first moved in where George used to live, and me and George used to live and everything, I was taking care of my mom. Then I met George and everything, and then we started talking and everything, and then he helped me through with my mom and everything. And when she passed away and everything, I didn't have nothing in my life and everything. And then one day I asked George, may I come to your church? It shocked him and everything that I asked to come to the church and everything, because I wanted to see what it's like and everything. He goes, yeah, you come and everything. So I picked him up, came here and everything, and from soon as I walked that door, I got so much respect. And this is the first church I ever felt that. And I never could believe it and everything, that somebody treated me with respect and everything. And I got to meet Pastor and Marilyn and everything. And then I got really close to him and everything. And then I started coming, and a couple weeks later, and everything, Marilyn goes, you got a nice smile and everything. You on the welcome committee and everything. She goes, go ahead and think about it and everything. So it didn't take me long. I said yes and everything. And she said, that's the happiest day of her life. And I said yes and everything. And I've been faithful to it and everything. And when I got sick and everything with that and everything, I couldn't come for a couple months and everything. I felt really bad and everything, but I couldn't really sing and everything, so I couldn't come and everything. And everybody called and checked up on me and everything, and I really loved it and everything. And I made sure, I felt so guilty not coming even when I couldn't see her and everything. And I even told George this and everything. But every time I come and everything, I call, I don't know, just truth, I don't remember everybody's name and everything. Still, I give them all little nicknames and everything. And so George wanted to come one Wednesday to help out and everything. So I came out, and it's a lot, I can't do a lot of things and everything. So I started doing the bulletins and everything. And since then, I've been coming every Wednesday helping out. I just asked when we had that thing where they needed somebody to help Sweetie Pie back here to help do with the numbers and stuff. Virgie. Yeah, Virgie. You see how that name. I just asked 2 weeks ago, can I be involved in it? So they're going to train me for that.
All right.
So little by little, this is back home to me.
You answered my question, a couple of them, you know, what do you see your role in this congregation, and then how has worship changed your life here, or has it? So if we could just spend a couple minutes talking about those two things. What do you see your role as in the congregation, and how has worship here changed your life, or has it? I guess we'll start with Judy. We'll just go down real quickly.
I need some time to think. I think it's changed my life tremendously. I mean, I've always felt blessed in a lot of different ways, but I feel a sense of closeness, and I feel a total inner strength to help me deal with other things. And the Lord has made me feel good and warm and happy at times, maybe when I shouldn't be happy, but I mean, that's good. But
Absolutely. Yeah.
it's helped me tremendously.
It's changed my life tremendously coming here. I just feel like I don't shut up anymore about Christ. I mean, I'm always talking about my church. I'm always talking about my faith. Yeah, I would never, ever have done that before. until I came here. And now I'm very comfortable and I just blather on about.
Okay.
All right.
Either one.
For me, the change is kind of, it's given me, I always felt I was spiritual. God's with me every day, every minute. I've always prayed. But it's kind of given me more of a confidence. And like at work, I talk about church at work a lot. I talk about my relationship with God a lot. And I think being here and listening to the sermons has kind of just built up my confidence and knowledge and made me stronger.
How's God showing up for you, Robert, in your life?
There was so much respect and everything, because I tried to talk about everything with people and everything. I've been threatened for talking about it, and I've been disowned and everything. But like I told him, I love this church, and it's not a gay church, it's a straight church. I keep on telling them. So I gave up on everybody and everything. And this church gave me so much more faith in ever and everything. I do a lot more than I ever have.
Amen.
And I thank God for this church and everything.
Amen. I think kind of like how I said before, like I said with God, I just feel He's with me always. I feel it more now than I have.
Yeah.
You know, because we're coming consistently. We used to years ago, but I get so emotional.
Quite all right.
I'm Erica's mother.
So let me just ask you, do you have an idea what you think your role might be here?
For Erica's mother. I don't know.
You don't know
I
yet?
have been, we have been confronted by many members of the church, thanking us for coming, thanking us for our support, and but like I have said in responding, I mean it's our pleasure, but we're doing it for us.
Right.
We're doing it for us.
Well, I want to just tell you straight up that all of you, that you represent for many people loving and kind parents that some of us never had.
Amen.
And so, there is a role that you play too for us. I think just being present and being who you are. I mean, it's enough to show up and be who we are. But I think that there's also that crossover that sometimes maybe we wish we had a parent that was accepting like you. And so having folks like you all be here is a testament to God and what God is doing. Because I foresee us overcoming this barrier of them and us. I don't believe that there is a them, there's only us.
Right.
So.
And seeing with that being said as well, that tears us apart. When being accepting or whatever the words terms you want to use, and that's just a shame.
Yeah.
That if there are the parents that are out there or that have disowned. I remember meeting a one parent at Pride in Stockton, and she came kind of towards the end. And her son, and I believe he was gay, transgender, I can't remember which it was, doesn't matter.
No.
But her family totally disowned him. He moved to the East Coast.
Yeah.
And so, with her, I talked with her for a while. I wanted to get her done. If there's anything that I can help on something like that, or the support or whatever, and I've let all the kids know, just let me know,
All right.
Well, with me coming into the church, it's given me a better relationship when I pray, because now I feel like I'm worthy of it.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we all believe, but God, sometimes we really need help, or you really want to pray for help for somebody else. And you wonder if God is really listening, because are we worthy of that? And not that we're bad, or we're not out doing mischievous things, I feel myself, and I carry myself as a dad with a lot of children. I don't mind that. I kind of think it's pretty cool that Erica's friends see us as their second parents. And that's something that comes naturally to us. And we've been together a long time.
Good cover, good cover.
And we've always brought in the kids, and it didn't make a difference who they were, what they were, and they always felt like they had a second home there. So that's how we carry ourselves every way. I mean, every day, not judging, but accepting and seeing where we can help out. You know, we don't stand there looking for, look what we're doing type of acknowledgement, but when we can help a child or a young adult feel better about themselves, that's what we're here for.
Several times the word has been brought up, accepting, and I struggle with that word myself, because it's like accepting because you're wrong. So we'll accept the good and then we'll accept the bad. So I'm in search myself for numerous years. I'm not accepting of my sister's lifestyle. I love my sister regardless what she is. So I just wish someone would come up with another term that I can put in my mind.
Celebrate one another.
Celebrate something, because it's like you're accepting them because they have 3 legs instead of 4. Accepting is just not an appropriate word for this, because it's love.
Yeah.
It's love.
There you go. Well, I believe for me, and I'll only speak for myself, I don't believe that me being who I am is a choice. I believe I'm born the way I am born, and that,
people don't understand that.
And, I have to say to you that this week I had a mayor's luncheon, and of course I was told at the luncheon by another clergy that you're to love the sinner, hate the sin. And I just, I said, well, how's that going for you? And, that whole discussion around I'm better than you is really a sad thing. And then that person ended up sitting across the room at another table because he didn't want to sit behind me, obviously. Because, it's catching, right? Yeah. But I believe that we're all created in God's image, and that God does not make junk.
That's right.
No matter what, God does not make junk. So we could talk for a long, long time, and I hope that this is the first of our open and honest discussions here on Straight Talk. And I want to thank you all for just your heart, your passion, for being present and being willing and open to share the message that God loves all people. So thank you very much, saints. I hope you enjoyed that. And I know I did. And it touched a chord within me, and I'm very thankful. I want to invite us now.
This church gave me so much more faith in ever, and everything. I do a lot more than I ever have. Amen. And I thank God for this church and everything.
Amen.
Sure.
I think kind of like how I said before, like I said with God, I just feel He's with me always. I feel it more now than I have.
Yeah.
Because we're coming consistently. We used to years ago, but I get so emotional.
Right, all right.
I'm Erica's mother.
So let me just ask you, do you have an idea what you think your role might be here?
For Erica's mother.
I don't know.
You don't know
I
yet?
have been, we have been confronted by many members of the church, thanking us for coming, thanking us for our support, and but like I have said in responding, I mean, it's our pleasure, but we're doing it for us.
Right.
We're doing it for us.
Well, I want to just tell you straight up that all of you, that you represent for many people loving and kind parents that some of us never had.
Amen.
And so there is a role that you play too for us. I think just being present and being who you are. I mean, it's enough to show up and be who we are. But I think that there's also that crossover that sometimes maybe we wish we had a parent that was accepting like you. And so having folks like you all be here is a testament to God and what God is doing. Because I foresee us overcoming this barrier of them and us. I don't believe that there is a them, there's only us.
Right,
You know?
right.
So,
And seeing with that being said as well, that tears us apart. You know, when being accepting, or whatever the words you want to, terms you want to use, and that's just a shame.
yeah.
You know, that if there are the parents that are out there or that have disowned. I remember meeting a one parent at Pride in Stockton, and she came kind of towards the end. And her son, and I believe he's gay, transgender, I can't remember which it was, doesn't matter.
No.
But her family totally disowned him. He moved to the East Coast.
Yeah.
And so, you know, with her, I talked with her for a while. I wanted to get her, if there's anything that I can help on something like that, or the support or whatever, and I've let all the kids know, just let me know, you know.
All right.
Well, with me coming into the church, it's given me a better relationship when I pray, because now I feel like I'm worthy of it.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when we all believe, but God, sometimes we really need help, or you really want to pray for help for somebody else. And you wonder if God is really listening, because are we worthy of that? And not that we're bad, or we're not out doing mischievous things, you know. I feel myself, and I carry myself as a dad with a lot of children. I don't mind that. I kind of think it's pretty cool that Erica's friends see us as their second parents. And that's something that comes naturally to us. And we've been together a long time.
Good cover, good cover.
And we've always brought in the kids, and it didn't make a difference who they were, what they were, and they always felt like they had a second home there. So that's how we carry ourselves every way. I mean, every day, not judging, but accepting and seeing where we can help out. You know, we don't stand there looking for, look what we're doing type of acknowledgement, but when we can help a child or a young adult feel better about themselves, that's what we're here for.
Several times the word has been brought up, accepting, and I struggle with that word myself, because it's like accepting because you're wrong. So we'll accept the good and then we'll accept the bad. So I'm in search myself for numerous years. I'm not accepting of my sister's lifestyle. I love my sister regardless what she is. So I just wish someone would come up with another term that I can put in my mind.
Celebrate one another.
Celebrate something, because it's like you're accepting them because they have 3 legs instead of 4. Accepting is just not an appropriate word for this, because it's love.
Yeah.
It's love.
There you go.
Well, I believe for me, and I'll only speak for myself, I don't believe that me being who I am is a choice. I believe I'm born the way I am born, and that,
People don't understand that.
and, I have to say to you that this week I had a mayor's luncheon, and of course I was told at the luncheon by another clergy that you're to love the sinner, hate the sin. And I just, I said, well, how's that going for you? And, that whole discussion around, I'm better than you. is really a sad thing. And then that person ended up sitting out across the room at another table because he didn't want to sit behind me, obviously. Because, it's catching, right? But I believe that we're all created in God's image and that God does not make junk.
That's right.
No matter what, God does not make junk. So we could talk for a long, long time. And I hope that this is the first of our open and honest discussions here on Straight Talk. And I want to thank you all for just your heart, your passion, for being present and being willing and open to share the message that God loves all people. So thank you very much, saints.